Hey Techies, welcome back in Tech IUV channel. So Techies, from today we are starting a brand new series for the interview questions for the SDET role, and we are covering almost 500 questions which are really important for the SDET role interview question, and these are for the beginner to professional level, and we'll try to solve all the questions practically and make sure your concept builds strong, and in the first attempt you can crack your interview. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so here what we can basically cover: QA interview questions, SDET role interview questions, automation testing, Selenium plus Java. We are not covering here the Python or any other language. We are just covering here Selenium plus Java. Okay, and the mobile and the manual testing, what we can test in the mobile application, what we can test in the web application. Okay, and the some kind of the coding and the problem solving. So please stay tuned, subscribe this channel to get your dream job. So let's start, guys. So these are the question in first tutorial. 25 question we are covering today. Okay, next 25 will cover in the next tutorial, then next 25, then next 25. Okay, so stay tuned to get more amazing stuff about SDET role interview question. So let's start. The very first question is, why do you want to pursue your career in the field of software testing? Most commonly frequently asked interview question. This question is for the fresher level who are just joining the organization, who are just entering in the corporate sector. So most of the time interviewer asks this question if the candidate have 5 to 6 month experience or near about one year experience. So that time interviewer asks this question. So why do you want to pursue your career in the field of software testing? So based on your research, you can just simply answer it. It is a compulsory for any product to be good quality to sustain in a market. Every product should have a quality product if company want to be sustained in the market. Okay, so to gain satisfaction and confidence in the quality of service or product from end user, we must verify that product behave as expected and outperform the desired quality standards. To gain excellence and value of money spent, we should adhere the best quality product and services to our client. I strongly believe that software testing decide me assured of the product quality and performance. So whole means here, why you want to pursue with the software testing? Software testing provides a quality product. If any company want to sustain in the market, then company wants its product should be quality. So if product will be quality, then it's required to hire a quality engineer. Okay, that's why you want to pursue a career in the software testing field. Okay, as I always look a quality of rather than feature rich product. Okay, this one is a better answer. This one is a one liner answer. Okay, as I always look a quality rather than feature rich product. Feature doesn't matter. Okay, feature is on the other hand, but quality exactly match. Quality exactly matter that do not perform as expected. That is the main reason why I decide to pursue in the software testing domain. This one is your simple liner, one liner answer. You can simply answer this question. If you don't go with this one, then you can just continue with this one. I always look for the quality rather than the feature rich product that do not perform as expected. That is main reason why I decide to pursue career in the software testing domain. That's final. Okay, got it? The next question is, please explain your nature. First thing, explain your nature, habit, likes that you think you are the right candidate for the testing. This is a really important question, very interesting question. So you can just simply answer. From the childhood I was curious about the how things work. I ask many questions to my parents on why, how. This question is very important. This thing is very why, how and what. Why, how and what. about the thing. In all testing we use these things: why, when, where, what. Why, when, where, what. Why we build this product, where we build this product, when we build this product, and what we build this product. What means, what is the purpose of this product? During my school and college days, I was debating on many topics, reading books and searching libraries and internet on understanding and find out reason and answer to many of the questions. I used to visit my mentor often to know as discuss my query based on knowledge seeking the nature and desired perfection. I think I am right candidate for software testing. Okay, or if you want to give the simple liner or one liner answer, then you can simply answer, sir or ma'am, I have a one habit or my like is kind of what, why, when, where. That's why I am right candidate for the testing role. Okay, got it? The next question is, why should we test? Why should we test? Testing is really important, guys. Okay, testing is really important. It is essential to test to verify that the product or software built behave as expected by the customer, meet or exceed the expectations. Personal information shared by the end user is secured while using a product, application or services. The feature provided in the application perform as per expectation as per and the requirement. The product has no serious anomalies okay. By testing an application, any deviation from expected behavior can be identified and reported to the stakeholder. Why should we test? Why should we test? The one liner answer. Everyone required quality product. One liner answer. You don't go with this detail. This is just for your knowledge base only, so that you can get this line. Everyone required quality product. That's why we perform testing. And you can also give an example. Dear sir, ma'am, if you are in the market and you want to buy some sweets, then what you want? You want a quality product now. That's why testing is required. Okay, got it? Question number 4. What do you mean by testing? Guys, see, there are two different things. First one is test and second one is testing. Testing is a process of running an application to identify any defect that breaks the functionality, that breaks the behavior. Testing is a process of running an application to identify any defect that breaks the functionality. Features provided in the software offer result as expected. System securely displayed outputs as quickly as possible. Software feature should display same output and behave as we required. Okay, the software can be tested manually by tester or can run automatically using the script and follow steps that tester execute the test application. Okay, got it? What do you mean by testing? Testing means in one liner, what we can say that? We can just say that testing is the process to produce a good quality product. To produce good quality product. Guys, one liner answer. Why I'm just telling you, because interviewer have not much enough time to hear this story. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you here one-liner answer. Okay, got it? Let's jump to the next question. The next question is, what are the feature you check before you purchase a mobile? Okay, this is really important. Most of the time interview asks, what are the feature you check before you purchase the mobile? So first priority will be price of the mobile. What is your budget? Okay, but various feature to check before we make our choice for our dream mobile. What dream mobile means, what mobile you want to be pick. Okay, first thing is display, screen size, resolution, browser support, movable keypad, reliable network connectivity. Okay, storage capacity, battery, long lasting and quick charging batteries that should be easily available in the market. Processing power, important thing. Ease of use, camera, today's need camera, because everyone, most of the people are kind of Insta lover, Facebook lover, they have just post their story. So camera is very important, essential part for the mobile. Okay, accessories should be include charger, battery, hand free and the screen guard. Okay, and the warranty, important thing. So simple answer, what feature you check before purchase a mobile? Display, storage, battery, processing power, processing power, ease of use, camera, and the warranty. How much warranty you are getting on this mobile? 1 year warranty, 2 year warranty, 6-month warranty. Okay, got it? So let's jump to the next question. The next question, what do you mean by quality? What do you mean by quality? See, what do you mean by testing? What do you mean by quality? Testing produce the quality product. Okay, testing produce the quality product, but quality of a product or service can be defined as a level of reliability that meets or exceeds the expectations for end user. For example, taste Amul ice cream or any other the dairy product available in the market produced by the Amul is reliable quality. This one is called quality. We already discussed test and testing. Testing produce the quality product. Okay, and quality means reliability. How much this one is reliable. Okay, got it? The next question is, what do you mean by performance? Performance of a product or service is measure of the achieving continuously preferred result in the most efficient and effective way. For example, Toyota Motor Corporation produce a car that run more mileage with less fuel consumption and produce lesser pollution. This is called performance, and this one is a really important in our testing terminology. Because once we are working with a web application, mobile application, okay, performance is very important. If 100 users are using the same application, what is the performance of this application? In upcoming questions we can discuss in the detail what do you mean by how you can measure the performance, or if you want a separate tutorial for the performance testing, so please comment so I can create a separate tutorial for the Blaze and the JMeter or the other tools which are available in the market. Okay, or moreover we can also use the network tab, debugger mode means, to check the performance your your web application, how much API is giving response, in how many milliseconds it will provide you response. Okay, the next question is, can you write possible test cases for the pencil? Really important topic, important question, because these all questions are important, and most of the time interview asks this question, who are the beginner, who are the fresher. have approx 1 to 2 year or 3 years of experience. So most of the time interviewer asks this question, could you please write some test cases for the pencil? Just checking your knowledge, how much you are aware or how much you are logical thinking, how much you can think about how we can test the object. Okay, the following possible test cases for the pencils are: check the length of the pencil, strength, outer wooden body, check thickness and reliance and graphite material, means the nib, one type of the crystalline carbon black in color. Okay, it's called nib. Okay, check readability after writing a text using a pencil. Okay, check how many meter can be written with the available graphite material in the single pencil. Okay, how many meter can a pencil will be write? This is a parameter, guys. This is a parameter to test a quality product. Okay, check written text on the paper erasable with the normal rubber eraser or not. Check if a normal sharpener can sharpen a pencil or not. Check if you can write graphite is dipped in water, oil or dust. Check if the name of the company written has correct spelling printed on the. This is UI. This is related to the UI, and this one is your functional. Okay, this one is your functional, this one is your UI. Check if graphite are not broken already or the brittle. Got it? So these are the basic possible test cases. Okay. So next question is, what do you test in OTP creation application? Most frequent interview question for the today. It's a trending interview question. It's a really trending interview question. Most of the time interview asks this question: how you can check OTP? How you can check OTP? Because every application is required OTP. Because in the current market fraud is going on. So every application has OTP for the security perspective. So most of the time interview asks, can you write some test cases for the OTP? Okay, so these are the basic test cases for the OTP. First, before processing online financial transaction, a bank send one OTP password onto the registered mobile number to the customer trying to send money of the pay. OTP sent on the mobile or an email address act as a measure of the verify person is genuine or not, because of security reason. Okay, the first point is OTP should be received within a specific period of time. OTP must be received over the registered mobile number or the email. Okay, number 3, previously sent OTP if used should not allow the transaction. Okay, if you are using the previous OTP, then transaction should not be happen. Expired OTP should not be used in any transaction. Already used OTP cannot be reapplied for any another transaction. There should be facility to receive OTP again. Resend OTP means. Okay, and the recent OTP should not match with any other previously sent OTP, which is previously we got the OTP. It should not match with the upcoming OTP. Okay, OTP should be case sensitive and should be accepted if used exactly received on the mobile or the email. Apart from that, if OTP is expired and after suppose OTP valid duration is 5 minutes and you are using this OTP after 6 minutes, then it should not be valid. Okay, point 9, if OTP expire in 5 minutes and you are using in 6th minute, then it will not used, means it's invalid. Okay, got it. So guys, these are the basic test case for the OTP. Okay, or moreover you can search on the Google. There are multiple scenario you can got it from the Google. Okay, the next question: what are the essential of the software testing? What are essential things? Or sometime into ask what are the essential for the testing, or just simply say that what are the essential things for the software testing? The essential thing for the software testing: test strategy, test plan, test case, test data, and test environment. In previous video already covered about the test strategy, test plan, test cases, test data. What are the test strategy, what are the test plan, what are the test cases, and what are the test scenarios? What are the basic difference? And most of the time interview asks these questions. What do you mean by test strategy? Or can you explain the difference between test strategy, test plan, test scenario, and the test case? Okay, so here is the question is but little bit different, but most of the time interview asks this question. Okay, so the question is what are the essential for the software testing? Okay, so first one is test strategy. Then interview asks what do you know by test strategy? Test strategy is a high level document, organization level document. Simply answer, nothing else. It's the high level document, organization level document. It's one time created. Okay, it's one time created. How to test methodology, type of testing carried out, and execution of the test. Okay, test plan, decide which test to be manual testing and which one of the automation testing. Distribution of the task, who will test, test schedule, and when start testing, and testing duration of the testing complete. Simply answer. Okay, then there is a one thing you can add here: test scenario. Test scenario. Okay, test scenario tells us how we can do this one, and test cases tells us what we can do. Okay, test cases are the scenarios. You can simply say that which steps to carried out map to requirement with the expected output. Okay, test data, really important thing for the positive and for the negative. For the valid data, invalid data. Suppose you have a one login page. Here is username and password. Okay, username, and this one is password. So how you can test this one? You need one valid data and other invalid data. Means invalid username, password, invalid user, and valid password. Valid user, invalid password. Okay, this is a test data. Okay, test environment. In which environment you are going to test? It's in the QA environment, UAT environment, production environment. In which environment you are going to be test? These are the basic essential things for the testing. Okay, so let's jump to the next question. The next question is what is required for tester to know before testing application? Most of the time interview asks how you carried out your testing, how you can start your testing, and what things you be consider before starting the testing. Okay, so simply you can just simple answer, one line answer you can provide. Firstly, I go with the requirement, then how software will be work, domain knowledge of the software, whether software is desktop or a web application. Generally we know this one, it's a web application or desktop application. It's not a. What are the feature and functionality, how many input forms to be filled, and how you can get the login and how you can get the sign up. Okay, how user interface like text field, button, etc. What to expect in output form, and working on the computer type of the network. Okay, in which type of network it will work. Okay, this application will work only in the intranet or internet. Both are the different thing. Internet and intranet. Okay, locally this will be run or a wide area. Okay, then in case of desktop application, what technology used developing the software, how to install the software, what are the basic required file to install software, what are the other supported software required. If this one is a web application, okay, then in which technology this will be built, HTML, XHTML, JSP, ASP, JavaScript, VBScript, Node.js, jQuery, PHP, Laravel framework, lots of framework. And in the current market there is the AI ML language, machine learning. Okay, also important thing, this one is highlighted here, where how to store data and how this will be proceed data. If you are sign up, if you are going to sign up user, then how this data will be stored and where this data will be stored, and if you are disabled from the database, can you be able to log in the application or not? So is there available any flag to disable the user? Okay, so before start the testing, you should know all these things. Okay, these are the one-liner answer, it's not a much tough. Okay, next one, what are desktop application? Most of the time interviewer ask this question with the for the candidate who are the fresher. What do you mean by the desktop? Have you tested the desktop application? Have you knowledge about the desktop application? But now trend is going about the mobile application. Okay, we are shifted in the mobile applications, so just things are similar kind of here. Just this one is just for your knowledge purpose. Okay, what are desktop application? Desktop application are those software that can be installed in the standalone machines called as client machine, desktop or laptop. These softwares use a native resource of the standalone machine such as network, CPU, memory and storage in order to perform specific tasks for which are designed for desktop application, are designed to run standalone machine by single user, multiple user or extra printer scanner. If they are LAN connected with the desktop application, for example, for application Window Explorer. Window Explorer is the window application. Also, you can give the example of the Microsoft Office. Okay, this one is also example. RAR, WinRAR or VMware is a window application which are just installed in your laptop or desktop. Okay, how to test desktop application? To test the desktop application based feature application where user should be proficient in the operating system. The thing is that guys, keep in mind, if you have exposure to test the desktop application, if you are familiar with the Windows, Mac operating system, Linux, then you can say yes, I'm capable this one. Okay, because if you want to play with the operating system, it's really tedious. Okay, it's interesting but it's really tedious to play with the operating system. If you suppose you have to delete some essential file, then what happen? Your operating system will be crashed. So it's really tedious but yeah, interesting. Okay, so desktop applications are the feature based on the application where user should be proficient in the operating system. User should have a knowledge about the depth knowledge about the operating system, how window will be work, how Mac operating system will work, what are the kernels, okay, what are the bootstraps, how window is boot up, what is a cold window startup, warm window startup, how you can open the task manager if your application get hang, how you can install application, what are the dependency required to install this application. Okay, and such as machine limited resources such as CPU, memory, storage, what is your memory consumption, what is the storage consumption, accessing file, how you can access, is printer accessible this application or not, if desktop application are connected in the local network or not. So okay, so you have depth knowledge about the operating system if you want to test in desktop application. Yeah, web application, if you talk about what do you mean by web application, so most of the time interview asks, what do you mean by desktop application, what do you mean by the web application? Okay, desktop application we already discussed, and how we can test the desktop application we already discussed. Now come on the web application. Web application need to be web server. In order to host them, visitor need to be internet connection and need a browser to access the website and internally website process user request and send response hypertext HTTP protocol. Okay, but here is a one more question. Most of the time interview asks, what port number is used by the HTTP? 80. What port number is used by the 80? Okay, just check your knowledge. Okay, multiple user can access same feature of the web application at the same time simultaneously or not. Okay, for example web applications, Facebook, Instagram, Google, e-commerce application, at the same time multiple user can access same application. Facebook account is different but the application is same. Okay, example is this one: Flipkart, Book My Show, Amazon. Multiple example you can provide. Okay, how to test web application? To test the web application, you require a Internet Explorer. Now it's Edge browser. Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Opera, or if you have any other. Okay, reliable internet connection to explore web application can be tested for functionality testing for any invalid page redirect, broken links, page not displaying, etc. Working on web elements such as input field, drop down list, checkbox, radio button, submit button, verify for valid input data entered. Methods used while data submit: compatibility of test to be browser, use performance of the test latency. In upcoming tutorial, how we can check the latency. Okay, time taken to access a page, delay in the opening next page or the output, and the security testing or the verify login into the authentication. Okay, so these are the basic concept to test a web application. Okay, and next question is, what are anomalies in the software? Or most of the time interview ask the question, what do you mean by, or what are the basic difference between the error, defect, bug, failure, wrong, missing, and extra? Okay, this is out of, if you guess, this one is a 90% interview ask this question. What do you mean by error, defect, bug, failure, wrong, missing, and extra? Error: when developer identify mistake in his code is called error. Is at the developer end. I was already created a separate video for this one. I will provide link in the description. Okay, I will provide the link in description for the test cases, test scenario, difference for the test cases, test scenario, test plan, and test strategy, and for the bug reporting. Basic difference about the error, defect, bug. Okay, if we talk about the defect, the tester discover report and he say that defect to be anomaly. Okay, bug: when reported defect is accepted by the developer is called bug. If you report any defect and developer accept this is called bug. Okay, failure: when software build does not meet requirement is called failure by the product owner. Wrong: when there is a deviation from specification or requirement or not understood is termed as wrong. Okay, missing: when a feature is missing after the software is developed and client side, it is said that feature is missing. Suppose client said that on the login page you have to be create a checkbox, remember me. Okay, but developer forget this thing, test team forget this thing, and at the client side client observe, this button is missing, is called missing. Extra: the next point is extra: when developer produce feature more than the requirement is called extra. Will termed as anomaly, as in are you giving that not asked. Okay, suppose client didn't give the requirement to remember me checkbox, but developer create a checkbox, this one, so this one is extra. Okay, let's jump to the next question. What are types of defect in software application? So this is really important topic, really important question. What are the types of defect in software application? Arithmetic defect, logical defect, syntax defect, multi-threading defect, interface defect, performance defect. Arithmetic defect, numerical data related defect like displaying decimal pointer in the case of banking, scientific or e-commerce site due to the mistake of the developer side. Logical defect, due to not understanding the business logic, is called logical. Suppose like if age is greater than 18 and you will be giving it license, driving license in case of developer reserved condition and age equals to greater than 18, the license, but 18 year can be less than 18 year age, 17 year age people or a candidate can be will be able to apply the license. This is called logical defect. Syntax defect, occur if condition required not applied properly by the developer, like in software that correct grammar in sentence, say to locate vowel in the sentence, word beginning AEIOU, okay, will be a vowel, etc. This is called syntax defect. Okay, multi-threading defect. Multi-threading defect is an ability of the CPU to execute multiple tasks simultaneously. If developer cannot able to produce such ability over programmatically, then application cannot executed multitasking such as downloading and imaging in the web page and rendering it on the screen. It's called multi-threading defect, and this one is a really important pointer, guys. Most of this one is a important interview question. This is not only for the beginner, this one is for the professional as well. Most of the time interview asks, what do you mean by multi-threading? Did you face any multi-threading defect and how you can overcome this one? Okay, so multi-threading application ability to CPU to execute multiple tasks simultaneously. Okay, and this can be done by the programmatically. Got it? Interface defect, if developer cannot maintain order in which data flow should flow or a page display after current display page. Current display page means sequence wise, one by one. First dashboard, then navigate to the add to cart, then payment page, then invoice page. This is a sequence. This is not a sequence. Firstly you have to present the invoice page, blank invoice page, then you have to add to cart, blank, and then you back to the home page, and again you have to go the vice versa. This is called interface defect. Sequence wise we are building the application. This one is generally not happened, but yeah, interview asks, what have you faced any interface defect? Okay, performance defect, latency, we already discussed. What do you mean by performance? How your server respond if there is a huge crowd in your application. How your server is if server crash during the multi-user access application, or performance defect. Okay, the next question is, how many different way you can test software? How many different ways? So guys, we have two different ways, manual and the automation. Manually we can test the software, or through the automation testing. Manually we can run manually software. A tester can run the software and follow the steps described in the test cases in order to verify requirement. In the manual testing, testers sit in front of the software and without any tools and they record the status of manually. But in the automation script, he built the automation script using like the Selenium, Java or Python. There are multiple tools, Catalan Studio, Playwright, Cypress, multiple tools, and the language Java, Python, C++, multiple language, UFT, JUnit, TestNG, okay, there are multiple tools. Okay, so we have basically two ways to test an application. In how many ways you can test the application? Simply answer, One line answer, manually and automation. Okay. Next question. What is expected from the testing team on testing in a software application? What is expected from the testing teams on testing a software application? It is expected while testing a software, testers should reveal all the defects and deviations from the requirement while running an application such that it should be break. Testers should understand domain knowledge, able to design actual scenarios, test cases, conditions, and are not handled by the developer. Able to configure specification and preconditions to verify how application perform. Have to analytical knowledge of the logical thinking, out of box and testing software. Moreover, in one liner, out of box. Simple answer, out of box. As a QA engineer or as test engineer, you have to think out of box. Then you can break the application only. Positive path always done by developer, but you have to be think about negative. Your negative will break the application. Then you can produce quality product. Got it? Let's jump to the next question. What is unit testing? Really very common interview question and everyone know. Unit testing is done by the developer. Okay. This is a common answer, but no guys, this one is not a common answer. This one is not answer. Okay. Unit testing is a primary test level. Unit testing is a primary test level. One way of static testing. We have two types of testing: static testing and dynamic testing. In upcoming questions we can cover what do you mean by static testing, what do you mean by dynamic testing. Okay, where code is verified for that syntax level, rules followed by the organizations, which is conducted by the developer. Second way of the dynamic testing is where small snippet of the code debug test will be sample test, validation output. Various tools, unit testing like JUnit, Hansel and testing are used to verify the code coverage. Okay, we'll cover in the upcoming question. Okay, what is sanity testing? Most of the time can it get confused. What do you mean by sanity testing and what do you mean by smoke testing? Okay, so they also if I was taking multiple interview, and in the current day last few days back I was in the interview and I just asked how you can start your day. So he just answered me, okay, I just start with the sanity testing. Oh, really great. Sanity testing. Then I asked, what do you mean by sanity testing? He get confused. Then he says that, oh no, first at the initial level I'll do the smoke testing. No guys, don't be confused. Okay, don't be confused. Okay, sanity testing means when application build is released after the bug fix from the developer and or the changes due to the additional requirement. The testing carried out is called sanity testing. Means at the last level. Okay, in the last level. At the initial level, what we can do? Smoke. Then retest. If any bug we found, then regression. In the regression, if we found any bug, then we perform retesting. Then again perform smoke. And once this one is fulfilled, then we will go with the regression. This will fulfill, then we go with the sanity. This is a way, guys. This is a way. Unless we can't do the sanity testing. Sanity is the last level. Sanity means just clean up testing. Everything is fine as per the expected requirement. Okay, what requirement we are getting, we have built it as per the requirement. Okay, to verify bug are fixed, still functionality is spaced and no bug or defect are observed. In case while running sanity test bugs still exist, tester can reject the build. Means we can cover this path. Okay, for example, sanity test can be like remember to check box was installed against any bug raised, but forget password link stop working, then it will be a new bug. Got it? So sanity testing will perform at the last level. Okay, next one is, what do you mean by smoke testing? Smoke testing is we can perform at the initial level. Smoke testing we can perform at the initial level. Okay, when software build is released, tester conduct primary tests like primary tests. Okay, menu, sub menu are clickable or not, or are you able to get the login into a page? Okay, if page is not found, then what can happen? Okay, so this one is called smoke testing. For example, drop down list in the all input field not displaying its enums for the users. Okay, select due to any reasons. If during the smoke test the tester will stop testing, can reject the build by informing the shortcoming development team. Suppose guys, here is a simple example, smoke testing. Okay, smoke testing, we already covered a question of what things you can consider if you are going to purchase a mobile. Then what you can consider at the initial level, you can see na display, price. Firstly you have to check your budget, then screen size, and then screen storage. Okay, but after that what you can do, you can just plug it and do the charging. After you can just use some function, but at the time of once you are using the application, your mobile get crashed. This is called smoke testing. Then after that it will not use. And smoke testing, this word comes from the electronics device. This comes from the electronics device. Got it? Okay, the next question, what is exploratory testing? Tester use testing on the experience base. We can just explore the feature where we didn't have knowledge. We can just explore the application and find out the bugs and the loopholes. It's called exploratory testing. Okay, or if you want to go with a technical term, then you can just simply answer this one. Tester can Tester use testing experience while testing an application, explore the feature and learn about how to application work during the testing, and he makes note on how the application will have an such test and called exploratory testing. The requirement document absent. Note this now. Okay, note this line. Requirement document is not available, and you can just explore application on your experience based, or you can expose the bugs if you are getting something. Okay. The next question is second last question for the today's. Okay, what is integration testing? Integration testing is a second level testing. We have multiple level of the testing. Multiple level we have. Okay, first level is unit, then integration, then system, then UAT. Okay, in upcoming tutorial we can also discuss about this one. Integration testing is a second level testing after the unit testing. Okay, where different models are combined together and test verify that flow is synced between the model and there is no broken page or the failed functionality. For example, during the integration testing, IRCTC sites can be checked where after searching the train booking seats a particular train or not, payment gateway can be happen or not. This is called integration testing, where we can combine the multiple model and perform the testing on there. Okay, these are the connected with everyone. Suppose we are building a new feature like add to cart. Okay, so in that case what we can do, firstly we have to go with the login, then we can reach on the dashboard, and then we have to add a item into the product, and then we can reach on the add to cart and check there the added item will be appeared in the add to cart page or not. Okay, the next question is, last question is, what is system testing? System testing is third level of the testing. First level is unit, we already discussed. Second level is integration, okay, we already discussed. Third one is the system testing. Okay, system testing is third level of testing. After integration testing, where the application under the test is test to end-to-end functionality, where we can check end-to-end functionality. In system testing, we can check end-to-end functionality to confirm that work as per requirement or not. Okay, for example, matrimonial portal can be tested for the registration, searching candidate, receiving contact detail, etc. Meet the appointment or the prospects. Okay. So guys, these all are the question for today's. Okay. In next tutorial, we can again discuss 25 more important questions related to the manual SDET role. Okay, so please stay tuned to get more amazing stuff about SDET role interview question. Thank you. Have a nice day.